Everybody's going around like Biden won, Biden won. No, he officially has not won. He is projected to win, but he has not won the election yet because of litigation that President Trump is going to go through, and because, well, first of all, the states have not certified him as the winner. The electors have not voted for him. He has to have 270 majority electors. Okay, so they have to do their thing. All the 50. If there's a recount going on, he has not won. People are like, well, he won. He's next president. Blah 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 blah. A lot of transition things going on. Buttigieg and all that stuff, doing his little thing on Fox. Biden has not won. And I'm not really trying to stress out about it, but it's just the way that people are acting. Like he's the next president. He's the 46th president. He has not taken office. And if they call him president-elect, it's a projected president-elect. It is not an official title to the states certify the election, all 50 states, and then the electors vote in the middle of December. Then he officially, if he wins, then, because the electors, that's where the 270 electors come in. All right. Whenever they certify it, make it official, then he is officially called the President-elect of the United States of America. Kamala Harris would be also called the Vice President-elect of the United States of America. First woman, feminist all the way. Wow. I mean, it was good to see them get on stage last night and interact with their families and stuff. That was nice. I mean, it was great to see old Grandpa Joe holding his grandson. Good thing he didn't drop him. Poor little fella. And Kamala interact with her nieces or her adopted children, whatever they were. That was real nice. That was real family oriented. It was good to see that. But they have not officially come to that term. And people can argue with it till they're blue in the face. You can be an expert and think you know all of it. But it makes sense when you see that there are recounts that are going to happen, and President Trump is going to the courts for litigation in this because ballots were taken, ballots were added, ballots were burned, ballots were destroyed, and people know that, and they're going to say, well, where's the evidence? There's the evidence. Well, where was the evidence when it come to the Russian collusion, when he got impeached? Where was the evidence then? Yeah, it was an imaginary thing, right? All right. So it's the same thing now. We have evidence, now you're saying it's imaginary. And when there's people on video burning things, there's people on video caught coloring in the ballots and stuff, writing in the ballots, and you say, where's the evidence? All right. If he happens to win because the states certify that he won, GSA, General Services Administration, which is in the government, will give him his little transitionary title officially called the President-elect of the United States of America. It's a little transition title, okay? It's that in-between thing from presidential candidate to the President-elect to the President, okay? That's what Trump went through. That's what Obama went through. He'll have a little podium thing on his little podium. It says Office of the President-elect of the United States of America. That's a transitionary thing. And that probably won't become until after sometime late January or late December, early January when he gets that. If he happens to be certified to have won. Well, it's like this. The electors of the several states, of the 50 states, especially the ones he won, can decide not to vote for him, give him their election, their one election vote. If that's the case, if it doesn't go up to 270, if it was like 269 or something like that, falls down to 269, just one person can determine it all. I think he had like 273 or something like that, or 290, or some people saying 290. Well, you can have 30 or 40 people in there say, well, we're not voting for him because we just don't think, even though they might be sympathetic to Democrats, we don't like what he did, or we're not really sure about him. It is up to the Congress. if the 270 electoral votes don't go for Biden. And it shouldn't. It shouldn't, because they were crooks. They ripped. If not Biden and Harris, somebody else did it for them. And they stole the votes. That's all there is to it. They stole the votes, and there needs to be justice. I mean, if the man did the thing honestly, if he goes back and say, look, I don't want no problems to arise out of this, so I'm not going to proclaim myself president-elect until the recount's done, until the state certify me as such. But he is not the president, officially the president-elect yet. He has not won. Trump has not lost. So, I mean, if it was such a big deal for him to be president-elect, I think he would have waited until he was certified officially. He should have had the integrity. I don't think he really understands the situation, I mean, he was the chairman of the Senate Judicial Committee for a while back. I understand that, but does he understand that he has not really fully been officially made president-elect of the United States? Does he understand that? I don't think he does. I mean, unfortunately, last night, poor guy, and I feel sorry for him and his wife. He was standing on the stage. Somebody took one of those popper things, the confetti things, and he went like that. He just startled back. He looked like he about almost fell back into the podium, and his wife Jill went like that. It scared him. But Harris and her husband, boy, they were sitting there clapping like, hey, it ain't no big thing to us. Y'all old folks can't handle it. So that kind of tells you right there, and as slow as he was walking and guiding Jill around, it kind of makes you wonder, you really think he can handle the office of President of the United States of America? Much less being president-elect. 12 years ago, when he first started out, his mind was a little bit more keener, but the last 4 years, he kind of might have, drifted off to sleepy land. And that's not really trying to make fun of him. I mean, but people his age, they start getting that way, and he's been through a lot as a dad, as a husband, and I understand that. I really do. I would never ever make fun of Joe Biden in that kind of way, but I'm just saying he seems to be getting to that point now where he can't really remember things or whatever, and he kind of slurs his speech, and it takes a lot of effort. But so the next couple of years, if he's elected officially and he wins officially by the states and by the electors of the states, it's going to be interesting to see what happens with him. But we don't want to go through this thing with our rights and our freedoms taken away because of him. And the next thing you know, something happens to him where he's disabled or he passes away, and then Harris becomes president. Don Jr., you better be up and running, buddy. If your dad can't, you better be up and running. Because we're going to need some Lindsey Graham, Ted Cruz, and they were trying to run before, but wow. But that's what it is. The electors of the states, by the states, so they have to certify him officially to being the president-elect. They have to say, okay, we all agree together unanimously. He, therefore, is the president-elect of the United States of America. The states have made their decision. That has not happened yet. Trump is still in it to win it. Joe Biden has not won. Trump has not lost. Okay? So, why call him president-elect? I mean, I can understand you call him the projected president-elect, but he is not the official president-elect just yet. They're putting a cart in front of the horse. In this case, the jackass. They put the cart in front of the jackass. You know how slow jackasses are. Anyway, I can't wait to see the big elephant step on his tail. And I don't mean that in a mean way, but I just don't think Biden First of all, he has not won, but I just don't think he's really able to be the president of the United States of America. And Harris, she's too extreme. And all this stuff they want to promise us about, not demonizing one another, I agree with that. That's right. That's true. We shouldn't do that. But to say that, things are going to be fine, we all should unify, come together, you can do that all you want, but it ain't going to be the same as what Trump brought to this nation in the 4 years. Things he's done in this nation for 4 years. But he has a legacy, so that's a good thing, It's going to affect all of us to what he's done, and that's for the good. And hopefully the rollbacks that Biden does, if he gets into office, if, that's a big if, don't affect us too much. But just hoping and praying that he doesn't get in office. And I mean that in a very kind way towards him and his family. I think he needs to spend the remaining years of his life with his family and his children, his grandchildren, his wife. And need to keep Harris out of it. Well, I guess that's all I had to say on that. It's like Diamond and Silk said, projected don't mean elected. Take it to the bank, Hank.